Welcome back, guys. So in my previous video where I gave you guys my Rolex AD experience, some of you guys got the point. I think most of you guys did, but some of you did not. The overall point is, guys, waiting 5 years in my case. Now I get it. Some people wait maybe 1 month. Some people walk in and get their timepiece right away. But for me, it was 5 years.
I can't even think about it, you know? Every time I think about it, my blood boils.
That's way too long. That's pretty much offensive to call me 5 years later to say, hey, come in and get a Rolex Submariner. A Rolex Submariner at that, guys. It wasn't like a special piece. It wasn't a Daytona. It was just a Rolex Submariner. Hopefully some of you guys can understand my point when I say that. A Rolex Submariner. A timepiece that you could get anywhere. It's a Me Too watch. It's a watch that you could talk to any watch collector or anyone that's into watches or that can afford a Rolex watch, and they'll say, hey, me too, I have a Rolex Submariner. Now, let me make a disclaimer. I don't believe or think I'm anybody special.
Cap.
But to wait 5 years to get the call, and all honesty, around the time I got the call, everyone else started getting the call. So that just told me, like, yo, they were at the bottom of the list, and let's just call up the peasants and see if they want to buy the timepiece now. It just was offensive. I didn't get it. I didn't like it. And hey, I believe even today that I made the best decision by saying no. There were other factors, if you guys saw the video, that made me say no as well. But with just what I told you guys, that's enough to say no. With the money that you'll pay to buy a Rolex from the Rolex AD, a Submariner specifically, you can get so many other pieces. Guys, with that money, you could buy 2 Rolex Datejust timepieces on the secondary market. You could go into different auctions and get really nice pieces. Now, I get the whole point of trying to build a relationship with the AD, starting with a Submariner, and then they'll start calling you for other pieces like the Daytona. A lot of people try to work their way up to getting the Daytona. Okay, whatever. But for me, it was just overall putting everything in a pot, mixing it around, and, you know, having my dignity and saying, this doesn't make sense. No, move on. Now, you never know. I could go back to that same AD and speak to that salesperson, and they may say, hey, we have one in the back. You want it? Take it. But in all honesty, at this moment, I don't even care to get any timepiece from an AD, because all the timepieces that I wanted, even around that time between those 5 years, I got all the timepieces that I wanted. I got a couple of subs, a bunch of Datejust timepieces, a few Omegas, and I enjoyed the watches. I enjoyed the timepieces equally or maybe even more than I would have enjoyed the Rolex from the AD. So this is a point for you guys to take in mind that, hey, if you're not getting the call from your Rolex AD, don't just sit there waiting. There are other timepieces out there that you could go buy on the secondary market. And today especially, you could get the same timepiece that you will get from the AD, like a Submariner or a Datejust. You could get it for the same price on the secondary market, or maybe even less. That wasn't the case a few years ago, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. Trust me, everything was going above retail. But now you could get it at retail and below for some pieces on the secondary gray market. Guys, I'm not gonna make this video too long. Remember, guys, to comment down below your opinion, your thoughts on the topics that I talk about. I appreciate you guys giving the video a thumbs up, and I appreciate the thumbs down as well. Everything is part of engagement and being part of the community. Comment down below, share the video, subscribe if you haven't, and stay tuned for the next video.